We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the biggest supply shock ever recorded, maybe hitting this space. And that is obviously something positive to look forward to. But let's discuss this in more detail, as there is so much adoption and so much news flowing around that it's hard to grasp what might be happening next, what is coming up next, and what that means for the altcoins, where FUD is at the moment quite present in this market, and yet the market is just under 100,000 for Bitcoin and just recovering a little bit for the altcoins. So let's discuss all of this. Make sure to stay tuned all the way through. Good morning, each and every one of you. I see a couple of people are already here in the chat to discuss this in this morning. Maybe the sentiment is slightly better than yesterday. We have Ernie Malice in the house. PH, where you're living? UK. I live in Germany. I am German, so not in the UK. Trucking Hank, good morning to you. And Jasper Frank as well. Hey, what's going on? And let me know where you guys are living as well. I mean, I live in the south of Germany. I come originally from the north of Germany. The real Randy Chavez is also here. Good morning, right? Sorry, it's very early. So here's the sip of coffee. Let's check this out here. By the way, guys, smash up the like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on if you don't want to miss out on these, and consider becoming a rare hodler, as rare hodlers are supporting this channel in quite some numbers already. That also gives you access to the group. Some meows there in the chat, but let's jump right into it. So Bitcoin, right, is slightly recovering, and there might be some volatility coming in today, as today actually it's not here. Where is the there it is. Today is the Fed Chair Powell testimony, and then this is followed up tomorrow and in the next days by a lot of important numbers, right? That could shake up the markets in positive and negative ways. So that is one thing that is going to influence the price already this week. I mean, this is the weekly chart. We are range bound at the moment, moving sideways. This leads usually to FUD and boredom, just as you probably already forgot. But this was a very difficult time here to make live streams, and also like viewer numbers were slightly going down, just as this, and then bam, everything came back, right? Out of nowhere. So I believe that this is probably potentially happening here as well, although some people are talking about the double top situation, but we had these talks about double tops many times already, right? So let's talk about what's going on. And what is going on is that both new and old whales are buying Bitcoin at the moment, right? So that the new whales here, this mega spike of new whales, obviously is our institutions, our ETFs, and some rich people that waited for a signal that it's safe to buy for legislation and so on. So we have everything here already in it, but it is only the beginning considering what is coming next, right? Also here we see in the short term, whales are buying again, because this piece that you're seeing here, this black line, is this, right? It's only this part. So this black line has been mostly shaped by the whales just being idle or even slightly selling, right? They have been buying before, but then it dropped off. Now it's back. Now it's just right now, since our small recovery, the buying is back of the whales. So that is one thing. Whales are buying again. But then we have some other news that makes it and that's leading up to where I'm going with this, right? The biggest supply shock. So here we see investment of public funds in Bitcoin. State of Florida is going to buy 1.5 billion in Bitcoin if the bill passes, and that is for all of the other states as well, right? So, or many of the other states. So we see here the updated chart of states that have introduced, let's look at that first, introduced anything regarding Bitcoin. Some kind of a bill proposal to enact this Bitcoin strategic reserve on a state level, right? So let's just imagine a world in which this works, or in which this is coming through, and all of these are actually passing that. And probably, if, for example, what is that, Utah? I don't know, yeah, probably Utah, where it's already through the chamber, where it's now at committee 2, right? Whatever that means. I mean, to a German, no idea what that is. But anyways, let's just imagine they enact this, right, as a first state. So they get to buy at lower prices. So they are going to then buy just $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, which at 100K, what is that? Like 10 Bitcoin is $1 million. So they buy what? Like, what is it? I can't even calculate. Is that 10,000 Bitcoin or so? Yeah, they are going to buy that, but then there needs to be enough liquidity for that, right? So let's just say the others are also in this race, and it seems that here these two, I'm not sure if it didn't pass the chamber, it seems, whereas here in Arizona it also passed. So some of these will not pass, but the others might, right? So this is going to be interesting, because when the first one opens the race, the others will try to follow as fast as possible, especially if the price rises. Okay, so then we are talking about this here. It says this from Modern Investor, and he brought something interesting about the OTC desk, because that is where potentially those states would be looking first, right? And also other companies, that once a state is adopting this, probably every company that is looking at that will say, okay, this is the last moment, I have to buy now as well. So there's only 140,000 BTC left on OTC markets. If MicroStrategy makes 3 more purchases, all OTC Bitcoin is depleted. If the ETFs accumulate as much as they did in January, OTC Bitcoin is depleted. If the US and 15 states begin to buy Bitcoin, you get the idea. There's almost no Bitcoin left, even for institutions. Not at this price anyway, right? Because then it needs to be repriced. And once it's repriced, then there will be maybe people willing to exchange it for more. So let's say it reprices to 120K. Well, maybe you get a little bit more inflow than on the OTC desk at a 120K. But at 100K, there's not much left over. So let's just assume MicroStrategy continues to buy and the ETFs will have an inflow in the face of this ongoing adoption. And some of the US states are beginning to buy Bitcoin, but so they are going to start over fighting over 140,000 Bitcoin. So if the states take a little bit longer, but MicroStrategy is already buying up another 40,000 Bitcoin, well, then there's 100K left for the states. Every state can then buy 10,000, but then where's the ETF going to buy? Do they go to exchanges? Or how does that work? So there's just not much. There's not enough, right? We have quickly pumped to 100K after the ETF started buying, and MicroStrategy, or Strategy as it's called now, started buying. But now we have to reprice in order to get the necessary Bitcoin for this to happen. Okay. Also, this one here is a great thought, right? So we know that right now the Bitcoin production is at 3.125 per block, right? So a total of 400 something Bitcoin being mined. That's obviously not even remotely close to what is needed in that time frame, right? Even per day. So there is not enough production coming in, and also this is going to in the 2028 halving is going to cut to 1.5 Bitcoin, right? So this take here is really interesting from Carl B. Menger. It takes 40 years to mine the last Bitcoin. This means if you are a whole coiner, your children or grandchildren, if they are smart, will inherit the equivalent of 40 years worth of energy used to secure the Bitcoin network. And this is an interesting way to look at it, right? That your fraction of Bitcoin, or your Bitcoin that you hold, is an equivalent of X years worth of energy. So in the end, you have a shard of energy, right? So this is obviously going on where in a couple of, or already in 2033, 32, we are not going to get a block reward of a Bitcoin anymore, right? And even if you hold like 20% of a Bitcoin to 2040, that's the equivalent of a block reward. So you can do the math. I mean, that's 15 years from now only, right? There are only 3 halvings going on before that, right? So, and that is interesting. I told you before that German Telekom is also doing that, and many others probably will explore this. You use excess energy to mine, right? So you use excess energy to get this right now, which means you basically have a shard of energy in your hand, which can buy you everything, right? It sounds like a video game where you compress energy into a crystal, right? And then you can use that. That's basically what Bitcoin is. And I think people don't realize that, but you can probably down the line buy the equivalent amount of X days production of nuclear power plant or something like that with it, right? Guys, we have almost 20 people here, so please do me a favor, smash up the like button if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy what we're talking about here. So I want you all to imagine a world in which all of these things happen at the same time, and then I ask you, where is the Bitcoin price going to be, right? Where do we have to reprice that all of these can buy? Is it 135k, which would be the bear case top, or is it going to be 200k, where we have to reprice so that everyone can buy some Bitcoin? Yeah, this is a question that you have to ask yourself, and or you should ask yourself. Okay, so that is that, which means also that altcoins are going to be repriced, not because they are part of a strategic reserve, but because they tend to move with the market. So altcoins are coming back a little bit today. Obviously, they're only recovering, but there are some good recoveries in your portfolios, right? Radium 20%, Hex 20%, Virtual 20%, Litecoin and ADA approximately 15%, Pulse Chain Casper 16%, TIA 12%. So all in all, VeChain 8.8%, right? Nice one. Also here, look at that on the top 200, a little bit more even. AI16Z 39%, AI Rig Complex 73%, Fartcoin 31%. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's crazy. VTHO 5%, gas token of VeChain, Helium 17%, and so on. So the recovery is going on, but if we're looking at the month, it's not there yet, right? We're still down on the monthly 30%, 20-30%. So don't get fooled by this recovery. If you want to buy more on a monthly basis, we still we're still down on most of these, right? So if someone wants to buy the dip on Sui, or I don't know, on Arbitrum or Injective, we're still down 30%. We're only down 20% on ADA, VeChain, and so on. Uniswap almost 30%. Render 35%, right? So there is chances still in the market, if you believe that the altcoins are coming back, to accumulate a little bit more of that, right? So that is definitely interesting. Fartcoin, I'm getting too old for this. It's apparently not everyone is getting too old for that, because I mean, someone has to have the funds to buy that, and that usually is adult people and not some children, right? So who the heck is buying Fartcoin? I mean, this is crazy. By the way, where is it? Where is a Fartcoin? It was here before, right? Is it? No. Wait a second, I can't see it anymore. Where is it? Was it in the top two, only on the top 200 or what? Yeah, there it is. Okay. I want to look at the chart of Fartcoin, because actually interesting how these things move. Okay, so Fartcoin, for example, and might have found support on here, right? If there's a bounce, that would be crazy. Fartcoin has, I mean, there's not much to chart here, right? But Fartcoin has a $673 million market cap. So you have to imagine that people that doesn't mean that this is the amount that is flowing in, but if you would sell all the Fartcoin coins at this at this price and find a buyer for each coin, that would be the amount of money that would flow. Okay, be very careful always with this estimation of market cap. The market cap does not necessarily mean that this amount of money has been flowing into the coin, right? So yeah, always careful with this. Beam, $500 million. Also interesting to look at that. Let's look at some of these altcoins. So Beam is crazy because it basically came back to where it was. Not looking too good, right? Yeah, I don't know if there's more chart or something like that on Beam. Let's see. maybe on Gate.io. Okay, it didn't come back to where it was, but this is probably one of the first history. But still, I mean, it would be good to find support here for Beam, and then continue from there. Overall, probably, not the best of charts in my opinion. Here's your big resistance, and now you want to come back. But if you believe in Beam, then the upside could be pretty big. I mean, just challenging this once again could be a 3.5x already, right? So this could be something, once this bounce is confirmed, to take on, right? Green Lantern, what is going on? GM hodlers, so green feels like a forest. Yeah, but only in the short term, right? I mean, many altcoins are down pretty bad. Let's check out VeChain again, like yesterday. Like VeChain, for example. Let's get on the monthly. Okay, let's get. Okay, so VeChain, right? You see it here. Rejected. The candle is being eaten up, slowly but surely. We are about 30% already on this bounce. So this wick down has been 30% already. We are now testing on top of this previous, also this line right here, being compressed between this local high and this support. As I said before, on VeChain, 17 days left, so this candle can end up way higher still. Could be. We will see. We're just waiting for this breakout. And so is it with many other altcoins, right? Many other altcoins are waiting for at breakout levels. Let's check out Sui, by the way, because these are the most hyped coins. Let's see how they look. It's always interesting. Okay, so this is how you want to have a chart looking, right? I mean, this is the monthly. Yeah, basically, you're building this. Some kind of will that be a megaphone or something like that? But yeah, this is a great chart. I mean, well, on the other side, you could argue that, hey, this could, but I think it will just go high. At some point, I think it's gearing up. It will go just parabolic, right? Because Sui has a big community. It has good fundamentals. It is though very large, right? But yeah, also this is basically a back test on the previous high here, right? You see this here. So this is where you already have a strong bounce, and this is also something that I expect from the other altcoins, that at some point this candle gets eaten up from the bounce. I mean, it's a monthly candle, right? This is a 42% bounce, more 45%, right? So really crazy stuff here for Sui. This would have been, I mean, imagine buying the dip here. Damn, that was the wrong tool. So imagine buying the dip down here and you're buying this up. You're 46% up already. It's still a red candle, right? That is crazy. So all in all, I mean, I've discussed this yesterday, and I don't want to spend too much time in repeating the same story over and over again. But let's look at the others chart, for example, right? So which is all the small altcoins, right? They just look the same as VeChain. I mean, do you see this here? They just look exactly the same. Failed to come up here, corrected, big bought up. We will see where his candle ends. But this is the other chart. Whereas the total 2, and this shows you something, this tells a story. Whereas the total 2, it has a similar thing, only that this candle is not a rejection. It's retest on top of this high, right? Which tells you we might get into this overlap phase where Solana, Ethereum, XRP, and so on are the strong horses going on the rally first, challenging the all-time high here first, which means the large caps might get the attention next, right? In so-called altcoin season. Let's check out also how much altcoins are up in general. They're up about 3.7x. So this is altcoins are not as good performing as Bitcoin is, as Bitcoin from the bottom, for example, is up way much more, right? So right now, on average, it would have been way better to buy Bitcoin in the bear market than alts, right? Bitcoin is up 6.3x. So altcoins are insanely underperforming Bitcoin right now. So we are still waiting for the moment where this is not the case anymore, right? And some people are of the opinion that this will not happen this cycle, that this cycle is different, which is usually the recipe to getting wrecked, right? So we will see. Still, there is a possibility to break down here and back test before we go, right? That on Bitcoin, right? That could happen, and it would result in so much FUD, basically back testing on top of this. Which would be, in the absolute worst case right now, an 80k level, right? Backtesting down to 80k before flying is a possibility. And the altcoins would be completely wrecked, right? So, yeah. And people would be calling for the end of the bull market. I think, for now, since the halving, we've done pretty poorly. This is the halving price. And we have only done a 50% since the halving. So I think there's more to come, right? In any case, let's also look at Ecomi. Where is Ecomi? I had Ecomi up here somewhere. Where's my Ecomi chart? I had some Ecomi chart here. That's not it. Why? Where is it? Okay, so I have to open it again. So then let's do this. Ecomi. Okay. Omi USDT. Let's put it that way because it's easier to find the right one. Okay. Ecomi is, we're hoping for this candle to get eaten up at some point. We're not there yet. I think nothing has changed since the last weeks, where we are looking at this right in the middle of the falling wedge, waiting for the whales to do another move, right? Just as here, where the volume was extremely high on Gate.io. What we do see, though, is that the underlying project is doing things, right? More marketing and so on. By the way, this one, I forgot to show you this one. This is pretty funny. Bad news, FTX will start repaying 98% of users back 20,000, like Bitcoin at 20,000. So if you had a Bitcoin on FTX, you will only get $20,000 back, right? They don't give you the Bitcoin back. The good news is, if you have one ETH at FTX, then you still get $2,500, the same price 2022, because ETH literally didn't move. Yeah, okay. So I know if you're waiting for stuff from FTX, I mean, yeah, it's good that you get something back, but let's look at Veve. What I was saying is that the underlying project of Ecomi is continuing to build. And contrary to many others, it did not go out of business. And calling for Veve going out of business is already more than 1 year old, right? So like wrong predictions are everywhere, right? Everywhere. It's not hard to make the wrong prediction. So Veve is doing obviously some marketing efforts. The Ben Rose, we read this comment here yesterday. It's a good read. They are engaging a lot with their community. They're also doing this stuff here now, like earn big time one-off bonus MCP once per day for specific actions. So you can get some MCPs for new user onboarding, where I think this shouldn't be an MCP. I think you should get gems for user onboarding. Like if you get a new user into Veve that does KYC and everything, you should get like, I don't know, 15 gems or something like that. You should get something where you can participate in a drop, or where you actually can buy something cool from. I think that, or you should get a random airdrop or something like that for onboarding a new user, or a redeem code, or a specific user onboarding code. Actually, a specific user onboarding collectible would be pretty cool, like something like that. But it's a good start to have bonus MCP. So what they did with this drop that cost 1 million MCP that came out here, I think it was this one, where some of our community participated in. I think it was this one where the craft cost a lot of MCP. This is not the article. I thought that the articles are now on the Veve website. So I was going to look for the article, but nonetheless, like I think that Veve is moving in the direction where they make MCP more valuable. For example, imagine that people barely had 1 million MCP. They're back to 0 now after crafting this, right? And there was a cool thought yesterday in the Rare Hodler group that I want to share with you. So one of the Rare Hodlers said yesterday, because I said, I want to save up for something that I really want. And he was like, yeah, but see it this way. You could craft this, sell it, and then buy something that you really want. So you could technically then estimate a craft of whatever you want, right? You could convert your MCP into something that you really want from the market. So for example, I could have crafted this, given that I would have 1 million MCP, which I don't. I'm a little bit short of 1 million MCP. But I could have crafted this and then bought a comic secret rare that I really wanted, right? And I think that is a cool mechanic. I mean, that is a cool option that you have, considering that you get what you want, right? Are they getting bought? Yeah, that is the other question to decide. You craft something believing that you will get that money for that craft, and then no one buys it. That is the other side, right? That is a problem. Let's actually check this out, and it's called Veve Immuta Scan. I think that must be it. I wanted to check on unique owners since a while, anyways, which the chart is a little bit off due to this airdrop from the Christmas tree. So actually, basically, the unique owners are literally in February are stagnant. So unique owners in February are 3. That's crazy. Are they getting bought? Let's see what's getting bought. So they're still being minted, Flying Balloon Girls. So people are still minting those, as you can see here. Let me put this back here. So let's see, Flying Balloon Girl. Let's see if there are any sales in the last hours or so of that. There's a lot of comic sales. By the way, prices are pretty down. I might get. Oh, here someone is trying to mint some Galactus. That is good, by the way, because like if people are still minting from the store, Veve is still making some money from that, which is good for the overall health of Veve, right? Lot of comic purchases here. By the way, also, I don't know. Someone bought the Dan figure. Some people are minting from. I think some people are minting from the comic side. Okay, so there are no balloon girls being bought. Oh, the Marauders thing is. I have some of these as well. Someone is buying big time. Like, this is all the same address. Like, these are all the same addresses. This is, yeah, this is all the same address. So we might have like another big fat whale here, given that this is maybe not, let's see, could that be, let's see, stacker. Okay. So no, the wallet from Bezosman is where is it? That was here. There it is. It's 0x10. That's not it. That's 0xF2BD or something like that, which isn't even here in the tops, right? So someone else is buying this. Actually, I don't know if it's in. Maybe it's Dr. Fuse. I don't see the wallet address here, but this here is Bezosman, right? Wait a second. I'm trying to. I can't, when I don't sign in, I can't get this wallet address out. But we should look in the future also to Bezosman. To Bezosman's purchases, if he's purchasing. I think he went back to purchasing some things, right? But yeah, so in the last 2 hours, a lot of things have been bought, which we can see here. People are still minting the heart until it gets removed, right? But there's a lot of things going on. I mean, there's a lot of purchases. I mean, we're scrolling the list, and this is only 3 hours ago, right? All of this was 3 hours ago. Like, this seems pretty good. Yeah. I saw yesterday, I was browsing. For the first time, I was browsing a little bit, even though the delays are still annoying. But for the first time, I was browsing again. And I saw some really nice secret rare deals. So maybe I have to. Here is one. Here is one of the black edition flying balloon girls that has been transferred 7 hours ago. I don't know. By the way, I don't know if Stacker has this on the. I don't want to log in right now because, you know why. But usually there are these like the biggest sales visible, but it's not anymore, right? Where's the balloon girl? There. Any left in store? Good question. 333 in circulation. It says here the market cap is 28,000. The floor price is $85. Is the black? No, the black girl is the ultra rare. It's not the secret rare, by the way. That's not the secret rare. I cannot log in on my phone anymore. It just keeps loading, but on computer is good. Yeah, computer is good, but really, like, the mobile app is what really gets people buying, right? So, by the way, this thing I used to like this. That's only a $25 floor. I wanted to have this, so maybe I'm going to buy just stuff that I wanted to have anyways, right? Obviously not for political reasons, just because of the I don't know, the coloring was nice. Anyways, Yeah, sometimes you don't even know why you want something. Let's see, let's browse here a little bit. Oh, nice. These are also cool. $2 only? I might buy one of these as well. Oh, these are listed for Omi, so you could actually make some deals for Omi there. But yeah, so some of these like Happy Tree Friends I like. For example, the blue tot is $70 in Omis. So these are all stacker listings from Omi, right? That's crazy. $5 for the assassin. Some prices are really low, so hopefully there is some whale sweep at some point, right, to get this done. Let's see. I managed to get one of the bronze this morning. Cool. That sounds really good. Like so this is a rare. Is the bronze the secret rare or whatever? What is that? Also these season 1. These season 1 collectibles, right? They're also kind of interesting. $27 floor on the Omi side. This needs to be compared to the gem side, obviously, which is a little bit more difficult then. Oh yeah. Okay, guys. Make sure to smash up the like button. I will be traveling today, so very likely I am going to switch to videos for the next days. We will be back with Crypto Morning Coffee definitely on Friday, unless something unexpected happens, but I have to go on a business trip. So you bought one? Not yet, but I will. I can't decide just yet. I want to decide. I want to grab one or the other thing. So, guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and I catch you in the next live stream or video. Have a good one. Bye.